goes over to her high school and they're like, hey, we're going to make you a setter. She's like, I've never done that before. And they're like, but you're the best one. That's kind of one of the things we strive for when we're teaching the volleyball skills. We want all of our kids to be really competent at everything. We want them to be good at all of the skills. Pete McCutcheon, who used to be our USA national team coach, liked to say a lot that volleyball players, to be an elite level volleyball player, you need to be amazing, or you need to be great at every skill, and amazing at one of them. And I take that to heart. That's what I am about this game. I love playing volleyball, but I don't like to just block. I like it. I don't like to just hit. I really like it. I don't like to just set. I want to do them all. And depending on what position I might play on a team that I'm playing for, that's the one I'm really going to focus on and be the best at. Since I don't really play much. All right, moving on. You guys see the little plane part? Okay, so in one of my emails, I said something about Lance Armstrong coming and giving a talk on sporting ethics. That was it. It just happened. Anyway, passion breeds excellence. This is one of our shirts year before last. And this is something that we see happen year after year after year. We see kids who take up this sport at 12, 13, 14 years old. They stop loving it. 16, 17, and 18. They lose the passion for it. We have a girl right now who, man, I want her to be on our 18th team. She's not going to play. She doesn't even enjoy the game. She's never been part of our program. I tried to convince her that would change things. She's not willing to take that risk. Okay, I get it. You hated the game for a few years. You don't want to try again with somebody else. But I think it's really sad that somebody can devote a lot of time to a sport before they ever see the fruition of it, give up on it, because somebody else didn't make it very enjoyable. So we spend a lot of time making sure that our kids love the game of volleyball. And when they leave here, they want to come back because they love it so much. They don't leave here thinking, that was a terrible practice. I hated that. They leave here thinking, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. Oh, did you learn anything? Well, yeah, but it was fun. And that's what we want. We really talk about motivation in here a lot. We've drawn, I didn't make it. Hey, there it is. We have a little map that helps with our motivation. When we talk about motivating our athletes so that they can continue to enjoy the game. That's for mastery, meaning, can we help you get better? I guarantee it. There's not a lot of things I will guarantee 100%, but I guarantee we will help your daughter get better in the game of volleyball. And I also guarantee that's one of the best ways to be motivated. If I'm getting better, I want to keep doing it. When I plateau, I want to stop. So we're going to keep helping them get better and master. Autonomy, this is a big word. Really important though. We want your daughter to have a say in her development as a volleyball player. We are not dictators. We do not coach from a standpoint of do what I say and just be quiet. We are going to ask questions. We are going to ask if they're having fun. We're going to ask their advice. I've done this. I got kids in the front row right here. The last year, even over the summer, I called them in and said, I need your advice. Not for my life. That'd be weird. Hi, you're 16 and I need your advice. But as far as things to do in the volleyball club, things that where we're moving, things, choices we make. We have these cool jerseys that we're getting from the local supplier, and I've got kids in our club that we've asked advice about on these jerseys. Do you like them? Do you want to wear them? I'm not going to make you wear a jersey that you don't feel good in. So we really want them to have a say in it. That's what we mean by autonomy. And then got to give the kids purpose. Why are you here? Some kids are here to have fun. Some kids are here because it's social. Well, all my friends are doing it, so I'm going to do it too. Valid reason. You're not going to be on an elite team. Okay? But still valid reason. The kids whose purpose is, I want to push myself to my limits. I want to play in college. I want to see how good I can really get. Those are the kids that are going to go the furthest because their purpose drives them. We don't have purpose to drive us. We're not going very far. So we talk a lot about what's the purpose in our gym. Another big one. There are no little things. Love it when you were wearing that shirt. Last year we had two girls in our club who were both 10. They're definitely not little, but they're not tall either. And they wore this shirt on the same day. They were standing there. Really wanted to take a picture of it. Anyway, there are no little things. To us, again, it comes back to that idea. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you come in here and we ask you to stand on the line and 3 or 4 of the girls stand behind the line, to me, you're not doing what we ask. You're not paying attention. You're not focused. We say stand on the line. Stand on the line. Because there are no little things. It comes back to this idea that they did a bunch of research in the sport of volleyball on the little things. And they discovered that what changes the course of a match and what can change the course of a season comes down to about 1 to 2% of what you do. So when it's that minor, when the course of a match can be determined by such a small thing, that small thing matters. And if it matters, then it's not small anymore. So we put a focus on everything. There are no little things in our gym. You hear kids, sometimes during the first couple of weeks of practice, we'll hear this. Hey, make sure you're doing this. And they'll be like, huh, that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it matters. And you're going to figure it out. We want all the things that we talk about in this gym to matter. All the little things. But again, it spills over. It comes back to the points I made before. If every little thing matters, and there are no little things, then what they're eating, how much water they're drinking, how much they're sleeping, who they're hanging around with, all these things matter. I had a presenter, I don't know if I'm on the right slide, if I go out of it. I had a guy that I was watching a presentation for a while back, talking about motivation, talking about this idea. He taught me this, and I love it. I'm going to ask all of you to do it here really fast. Hold out your hand and look at your palm. And I want you to look at the fingers, all 5 fingers, unless you don't have all 5. But just look at your fingers, and imagine that each one of those fingers represents a person that you spend the most of your time with in the course of a day. So for the kids in here, it might be a coach or a teacher, parent. For the parents, it might be your kids. It might be somebody you work with. I don't know. It might be your spouse, whatever. But think, those 5 people are the people you are around the most during the day. And now look at your palm. Your palm is you. You are the accumulation of those 5 people. Those 5 people determine who you are and where you are in your life. So if you don't like where you are, change who those 5 people. That was brilliant. When that was told me, I was like, God, makes a whole lot of sense, because I've actually had that experience in my life. I was down in Arizona playing sand volleyball at an extremely highly competitive level. I was loving the volleyball, but I was hating my life. Because volleyball, if any of you ever have the opportunity, which I hope you don't, to play volleyball at the highest level on the beach, the community of people, for the most part, now there are exceptions, for the most part, they are druggy, drunks, and jerks. Almost sounded like 3 J's. Steve's been there. He's done the same as I have, and I think he would attest to the same thing. It's not a fun crowd of people to around me, but I loved the volleyball. For a time in my life, I played volleyball in the sand for probably 4 years. It was in Arizona, so we were playing like 362 and a half days in a year. But the people I was around were terrible influences on my life. And I said, one day I said, I do not like my life. What do I need to do? I up and moved. I moved up here. Now, I haven't played competitive volleyball at that level since I moved up here, but I sure like my life better because I'm surrounding myself with better people. It's one of the things I love about coaching in here. I get to surround myself by all of you. Or the kids. And they're brilliant. They inspire me to be a better me. My coaches, I hire my coaches mostly because they're people I like. And that I want to have in the gym showing these girls how to be good people. I don't really care so much if they're amazing volleyball. I've got lucky, we've got some. But for the most part, I want them to be the kind of people that influence. There's some of those five. I mean, talk about like Kylie, for instance. I know there was a time in her life where she probably saw me more than she saw Mom. And so maybe I was one of those five people. That makes me shudder just a little bit, thinking, holy cow. Maybe I had that much influence on her life for a little portion of her life. I hope I said the right things. You know, hopefully I wasn't like being a jerk all the time. I know I wasn't, but I think it's important. So anyway, 5 figures. Really important. It's important to me to think about this. There are no little things. Can we influence those things? Can we change them to get us on track with what we want to do? Before I get to the next slide, I'm going to have Sierra come up. Come on.